Hello, it's Org here from SpaceINKz, and I've been here to tell you how to use the Makerpen. This is the first of our tutorials at SpaceINKz, but in this tutorial I'll be teaching you the basics of the Makerpen and how the tools work and how to create objects. Let's go. So first of all, I'm going to teach you how to create object. So to get your Makerpen, you're going to open your watch, and when you're on the home page, you're going to press backpack. You'll see here Makerpen. For me it says recall, but for you it will say use. Press that and get your Makerpen. If you have it favorited, on VR you can pull it from your back. On screen you can hold down the arrows, I think it's the buttons are 1 and 4, and select Makerpen. Let's get started. First of all, teach you how to create a shape. I'm going to open our Makerpen by flipping it up. We're going to go to shapes at the top left, and this is a variety of shapes. And we're also going to head to tools and make sure create is selected. Back to palette, at the bottom, I'm going to press cube. Now, I have my cube here, and I'm just going to hold down my trigger button to make a cube. I can make another one by pressing it down again. And make another one. And here we have our cubes. I can grab them, move them out of the way. And I can also scale them. So that's the create tool. That's how you create objects. And if you want to experiment, you can use a diamond, you can use a sphere, you can use a wedge, and you can use more types of wedges. Cubes, icosahedrons, multiple shapes. Next is the select tool. The select tool allows you to select multiple shapes at once. So if I create the shape again, there you go, I'm selecting one shape. If I create another, and I grab this, I'm only grabbing the shape. But if I wanted to grab two at once, I could press the select tool, press it, and then grab it, and now I'm selecting both of them. That's how the select tool works. And the advanced of these settings, because this isn't actually all that's about the settings, this is just the basics about selecting things and moving them, but about the full extent of it, that will be another tutorial in the future. It'll be called How to Basics Advanced, and I'll go over the options mode about this part here. Next is the connect tool. The connect tool you're not going to really need for building, you're mostly just going to need it for circuits. The connect tool allows you to wire chips up. You're not going to really need this, but I'll still show you what it would do. If I got two chips here, I went to the connect tool, and wired them up, it allows you to wire chips up. The next tool is the configure tool, which I will be going over the basics for this and the advanced in the other tutorial. Let's show you the basics. The basics of the configure tool, it's basically a properties manager for objects. If I create a cube and press done up here, and then I press configure, configure the shape, pull this up, I will have a configure menu. Environment means I can walk and climb onto it. Decoration means I can walk right through it. Physical means gravity is applied to the object, and it can be moved with your hand, and it has physics. And sticky, which I don't recommend, allows you to stick objects together, but takes a lot more ink. Now if I put 2 together, they will stick. But that is a broken tool. It's not as easy and really not that useful and kind of a waste of time. The next tool is transform. Transform is a mix, so I won't go over that. I'll go over that in the advanced tutorial. So the next one is move. Now, a lot of people get confused with how this move tool actually works. If I quickly go on my Makerpen, select move, and select an object, you'll see these arrows. This means the direction of how the object will move. If I move by the blue arrow, it will go along the x-axis, the blue line. If I press the green arrow, it will go along the y-axis. And if I press the red arrow, it will go along the z-axis. And if I go up, and if I go back down, it will go down those axes. Now, you're probably asking me, what do these cubes mean? I'm going to show you that. The cubes, it will go along the axis. So the blue one goes along only the x-line axis. But the red goes along the whole x-axis in this direction. When you select it. The blue will go all along this axis. And if I find the green will go along all the bottom axis. Like room scale. That's for move tool. Now we're going to move on to the rotate tool. This is how you're going to turn your objects, flip them the other way. Right now, we're just going to do the basics. So I've got my cube here. I'm going to select rotate. I'm going to press on it. And we're going to see a blue line. If I move this, it will rotate in that direction along this axis. This orientation. If I press the blue, it will rotate along this one. If I press the red, it will rotate along this one. And white would rotate along all axes if you move it in a certain direction. That's the basics of rotation, but that's basically it for rotation right now. Scale is the next tool. Now, for people out there that don't know what scale is, it's basically another word for sizing something up, like enlarging it, like making it bigger, or making it smaller. So if I select scale, you're going to see a very similar pattern here. White means it scales by all the axes and dimensions. So if I hold down white, it scales every side of the shape down. If I scale this part, one scales this part. This blue goes that way. Green can go this way. And the other green goes this way. And we've also got the reds that can go this way. And we've got the red here that can go this way. That's scale. Now, clone. Clone, for the basics, is just simple. You press this, you press and clone, and you'll see this. This means when you clone it down, when you hold it and clone it, it will go that side. So if I hold it, it clones that side. Hold it, it clones this side. If I do that, it clones up that way. If I clone this way, it goes up that way. Basically allows you to duplicate the object you are selecting. That's the clone tool. Recolor. Now I'll touch onto recolor in my materials and colors tutorial, but recolor is basically essentially changing the color of the material of an object you want to select. So say I like the green, but I want it to be a red. So I'm going to select recolor, and you'll see this menu. I'm going to press color, red. And I'm just going to select it, and it's red. How neat is that? Changing colors in the blink of an eye. That's basically the basics of recolor. I will go over more of that in the advanced tutorial. Now this tool's blacked out because I'm editing. The freeze tool, don't use it. It basically allows you so you can't grab it or anything like that. The only time I'd use this is if you've got some really cramped spaces of objects and you don't want to accidentally grab one. But apart from that, I'll teach you how to make things not grabbable in my advanced tutorial. Make inventions, that is a completely different topic. We will touch on that in a different tutorial. Manipulate is an easier version of scale. but you can't scale by the middle. You can only scale by lengths. So you can't scale all of it down, it's only for lengths. So for an example with this would be if I had a wall here and I wanted to only scale this way, if I were to use scale, the scale tool, I can only scale the middle and it wouldn't be as easy. Manipulate makes it easier. I'd just be able to move it across with this, like that. If I wanted to make it longer, I want to make it higher, make it wider, thicker, I could do all that. The delete tool, self-explanatory. If you don't like something there, you don't want it there, you've actually made something, press it, it deletes it. So that's a bit about the Makerpen and how the tools work. As I said, the advanced video will have all the difference about clone flip and the proper recolor and the configure and all the actual dimensions you can use with it. That'll be in the advanced. This is just the basics of the tools. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and this is the first SpaceINKz tutorial. If you want to join it, there will be a link in the description below for the Discord server, the YouTube, and the RecRoom club. The name of it, you'll have to search it up, because we can't send links, I'm really sorry about that. We're a team, we make games, and there's a direct on there if you want to find out more about us. But hey, apart from that, thank you everyone for watching, and I better see you be creating in the club. Give it your RecRoom best, people. Bye bye.